Oh, the turtles in the supermarket. I didn't tell you about that. So yeah, if you guys didn't see my tweet, I had a very interesting interaction yesterday involving dead mice and a pair of tortoises that just started fucking in the middle of the function. No, not turtle meat. They were alive turtles. They were not even turtles. They were tortoises. And basically, I happen to have a pet snake right now. I'm taking care of a friend's snake that couldn't take the snake with them into to college with them. So I'm taking care of the snake, and I ran out of food for the snake. So I had to go to a pet store or like a reptile store to buy frozen dead mice to feed to the snake. So I had never gone into this pet store before, and so I go in there, and they've got some interesting animals. They've got like some bunnies. They've got this big ass, it's some kind of turtle or some kind of turtle or some kind of giant tortoise that lived in the water. One of those ones that has like the pig noses, and it was sticking its nose out of the water and like getting some good oxygen. And then right under that tank, I look down and I notice a hatch of sorts. It's like this little box that has two doors that have been opened, and there's like hay and bedding all on the bottom. So I'm walking around in the store, I'm talking to the guys, and I'm like, hey, I need some dead mice. And he's like, how many do you need? And I was like, I don't know. I've never fucking bought mice before. I didn't know I had to ask for a certain amount of mice. I thought, like, they would just come in a pack of a certain amount or something. So I was all like, so he asked me that question and I was not prepared. Granted, like, you guys must know that I have very bad social anxiety, and I also was doing so many errands that day, and I was just, I was just so anxious. So I was also high. So I go in there, anxious, high, just want to get these dead mice and leave. There's like all these exotic animals around, and like a hatch that's been opened on the ground. And so the guy takes me to the back and he's like, let me show you what we got. Like, let me show you the size of our mice. So he takes me back to this freezer, opens it up. He's got bags of all different sizes of different dead mice and rats and rodents and all this shit. And then, so he shows me the pack of mice, and I was like, I don't know, I guess I'll take like 6. Because the snake only has to eat every few weeks or so, or even longer sometimes. Like right now, she hasn't eaten in quite a while, and I don't know, I think she might have been hibernating for the winter. But anyway, it was just awkward. It was just awkward. So this guy's trying to get me the mice. I'm standing there and I can't really hear what he's telling me because I'm high, and there's a bunch of like parakeets, like budgies and cockatiels and finches and a bunch of little birds that are like screeching in the back. And there's like a chameleon back there and a bunch of other reptiles and like a giant water monitor lizard or something. And then I look over and there's just 2 tortoises on the ground, and they look like they're kind of funny. They're kind of fighting. They're kind of like sizing each other up and like going around in circles. And I'm standing there waiting to get my dead mice, and then this fucking tortoise just goes and mounts the other tortoise, and the tortoises are fucking, and they're making those noises that tortoises and turtles make when they're fucking, when they're like where they're like they're like can't do it. I can't do it, but you know what I mean. You know the noise that the tortoises make. So I'm standing there listening to the tortoises fuck and trying to sneak a video or a picture because it was so fucking funny and weird. But I know this guy who's grabbing me the dead mice. I didn't know what was happening. And finally, someone was like, hey, do you need anything? And I was just standing there watching the turtles fuck. And I was like, yeah, I'm just waiting on those dead mice. And they were like, oh, the dead mice are ready for you up at the front counter. So I went up to the front counter, checked out with the noises of two tortoises fucking in the distance behind me, echoing through the walls of this small little pet store. And yes, I went home. I went home after that and I had to take a nap because it was all just too much for me. It was all too much, okay? I need a drink.